A very warm welcome to the teachers in this video. The model that we have designed is called the gesture controlled wheelchair, but apart from this, its coding and functioning can be used in other day-to-day life activities. Stadio is basically divided into the three parts. The first part is going to be the basic introduction of the project. Second part would be explaining the used electrical components in the same. And third, we'll be discussing about the circuit diagram. The required components for the GCW is shown in the figure. The project basically captures the hand movement angles which is done by the transmitter unit, and further these are sent to the receiver unit for the desired machine movements. The entire receiver panel is set up on the chassis and the chassis is connected to the wheels. These wheels are further connected to the motors and the motors are connected to the L293D motor driver, which is connected to the Arduino. Now this Arduino, when receives the signal from the transmitter unit, sends it to L293D motor, and these signals are further received by the motors in order to determine that which motor has to be functional at particular point of time. Coming to the second part of the video, which is the explanation of the used electrical components while making the project, and the first one is called ADXL335. It is a sensor that detects its own tilt angle. We used it in the transmitter, and with the help of the adequate programming we were able to generate the proper tilt angles which we would be using to detect the hand movement angles. These will be respectively sent to the Arduino, and from the Arduino it will be reaching the RF sensors, which will convert these signals into alphabets and will further be sent to RF receiver unit. We shall be discussing RF in the next topic. The RF or radio frequency gadget used here has two parts. One is the transmitter and the another one is receiver. Transmitter unit's Arduino is connected to the RF transmitter. ADXL335 on receiving any signal sends it to the Arduino, and the Arduino converts it in the form of an alphabet and sends it to the RF transmitter, which further sends this alphabetical signal to the RF receiver, and which sends further to the receiver unit's Arduino. This alphabet is decoded here and the function is sent to the L293D motor driver module for the further functioning. Now coming up next is the L293D, which is a typical motor driver or motor driver IC which allows DC motor to drive on either directions. It is a 16-pin IC which can control a set of two DC motors simultaneously in any directions, and we have connected the motors to our wheels, which is basically connected to the chassis, and chassis is the place where the entire receiver unit is placed. Coming to the final part of the video, which is the explanation of the circuit diagram. Clearly the figure shown here is the circuit diagram of the transmitter unit, which consists of the Arduino connected to the ADXL335 and both connected to the RF transmitter. And now the receiver unit, where the RF receiver unit is connected to the Arduino, which is further connected to the L293D motor driver, which is connected to the motors, and simultaneously the battery is connected with the motor driver and the Arduino. In our model, we have connected the battery through soldering, therefore no direct connections are seen. Also, the red color wires which we see in the project are called antennas to increase the range of RF.